Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we're reviewing the Marvel Legends Face-Off series, Kingpin. So yes, here we have Kingpin, Wilson Fisk. This is the only Marvel Legends version of Kingpin, so if you want a Marvel Legends Kingpin, this is your only option. Maybe they'll make another one sometime in the future. Probably end up being a Build-A-Figure knowing Hasbro nowadays. Either way, he is pretty decent. Certainly if you're a fan of Kingpin, he is worth picking up. Now let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpt paint details, all those sorts of things.
Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Kingpin. Here's a standard Marvel Legends size figure, which is Daredevil from this same Face-Off set. And here's Marvel Universe 3 3/4 inch Wolverine. Kingpin's a little bit taller than your standard Marvel Legends figure, which is good. Kingpin varies in size a lot. Sometimes he's about this size, and sometimes he's like twice as tall as normal people, so this works as a more modest depiction of Kingpin. Now let's get the other two out of here and just look at Kingpin. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin. Here you can see Kingpin. He's wearing a fairly standard Kingpin style outfit. He's got on his big white suit jacket. Under that he's got on a black vest and a purple ascot and a blue collared shirt. Under that you can see it poking out there at the end of his sleeves as well. He's got some little buttons on his cufflink area and on his chest. He has a ring on one of his hands. One of his hands is in a fairly sort of standard open position, and then the other one is sculpted to be in more of a fist. He has on gray pants, and then he's got on some black shoes with gold buckles. Other than that, there's not really a lot going on there. All the cloth detail is nicely sculpted. His skin is like a bit red, which is a bit odd, but it's not massively significant. Overall, he looks pretty good. Certainly looks like Kingpin. Now let's go ahead and zoom in on his head sculpt. Head sculpt-wise, I think Kingpin looks pretty good. All the wrinkles and stuff in his face are sculpted well. The actual physical properties of his face look pretty decent. He's got a slightly sort of pissed-off expression. He's not overly angry like the variant is, but he's at least vaguely angry, which is always good. Not really a whole lot to complain about there, except for his skin tone. Just, it does seem a little bit red, but whatever. Now let's go ahead and zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, Kingpin's acceptable. He is a little disappointing in some areas, but for the most part, he's alright. He's got a head rotation, and his head does go up and down a slight amount, but really it barely moves. Larger shoulders, those go up and down, forward and back. Bicep cut, single joint elbow. He doesn't have a wrist cut, which really, really annoys me. That's actually one of my biggest complaints, is that I feel like I need his wrist to rotate, and it just doesn't do that. Wrist hinge, finger hinge. He doesn't have anything in the chest, which is reasonable considering how he's shaped. Does have the waist cut there. Ball joint hips, in and out, forward and back. Upper thigh cut. Double jointed knees. Ankle hinge, which is a bit difficult to move because of the pants legs, but it is in there. Ankle pivot, and a toe joint as well. So you can get him into most Kingpin poses with the exceptions of ones where you need his wrist to rotate. So that's acceptable. Now, Kingpin does come with one accessory, as well as a flight stand, so let's go ahead and look at those. Here is Kingpin's cane. It is black, and it's tipped with a red gem. I wish it was diamond-tipped, because I feel like that's what it's tipped with normally, but whatever, it's a gem-tipped cane. He can hold it, or you can kind of have him leaning on it, like a proper cane. Unfortunately, it is black, so it's hard to see, but there's not a lot of detail there other than just the gem. Here is the standard Face-Off series flight stand. You get two of these standard Toy Biz jointed arms, and they peg into this kind of weird mechanical-looking base, which is non-specific to any particular character. And then you get this little bit back here that slides out, and you can put like a backdrop in there or something like that. It's effective for holding up things as long as they have holes in their back. Now that about wraps it up for Kingpin and all of his accessories. Let's move on to the packaging. Daredevil and Kingpin both come together in this packaging. It's essentially just a standard Marvel Legends packaging, except it's a little bit wider to accommodate both figures. Kingpin and Daredevil up there at the top includes comics and trading cards and all this stuff like that. That you can see there in the back is the backdrop that this comes with for use with the stand. Marvel's arch enemies, Kingpin versus Daredevil. Marvel Legends Face-Off. On the back you get the little descriptions and little stat lines and things like that, as well as other figures that are available. Hulk and Leader, Kingpin and Daredevil, and Red Skull and Captain America. As always, these are good for in or out of package display. So yeah, Kingpin.
Alright, that wraps it up for Kingpins. Until next time, bye!
Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.